All right, it looks like we're live right now. What's going on, everyone? Just wanted to come on here real quick. I am Alex, in case we haven't met. I am the co-founder of Prospectio, where we help businesses grow through LinkedIn automation, and also the Digital Jungle, creating a community for like-minded digital entrepreneurs, especially down here in the Mexico area, who want to connect, share, learn, and then my partner and I were here as a resource to help all of you business owners out there. So in this video, I'm actually going to be going through a couple of things that I've kind of just reflecting back on 2020, some things that I did right, some things I did wrong. And I also just, talking to different people in, the online digital communities, some things that are super important. And it's actually a lot of things that I wish I knew much or a lot longer ago. Because, lately I've been reading a lot of books and, talking to a lot of different people. So these are some things that maybe it could help you, even if it's just something simple to think about, kind of just planting the right seeds. So let me share my, I think I am sharing my screen right there. And yep. All right. Looks like we're good. Oh, and if you guys have any questions, please write it in the chat. I'll be able to see it on here. I know it says, if for some reason it says that I won't be able to see it, but I am checking the chat. So you can type in any questions you guys have. Hopefully you can see this. Yep. It looks like you guys can see it. So these are just a couple of notes that I wrote down. It's just going to be a quick video, not going through a whole lot. But one thing that I've learned is there's so many, I'm mostly talking about the agency space, but this goes for so many different types of businesses. But one thing that's so important is to try to be as specific and personal to your audience as possible. So when you're trying to scale and have some type of service or product, obviously, not everything can be completely personalized all the time, unless you're doing coaching or something that's more time-based. But in order to scale, you have to have the same repeatable process, the same system. But even if you have something like that, you can still apply a specific and personal approach. And what I mean by that is, before you get started with a client or a customer on whatever your solution is, whether that's a product or a service, whatever that is, you can actually set aside some time, like maybe it's like 10 or 15 minutes. And this is actually something that we've started to do, and talk to your client and find out, what it is that their goals are, and really just create a roadmap to get to those goals. That being said, a lot of the systems that we use in my agency is the same over and over again. But the thing is taking that extra time is going to do a couple of things. It's going to build trust with your audience and or your clients, I should say, which is going to allow them to stay much longer, be a lot more committed to the plan, and really just having a specific step-by-step action guide to achieving their success, as opposed to hey, here's the system, good luck, and then kind of just leaving them be and hope for the best. So being able to start with that strategy, as well as setting up just follow-ups throughout the process. So if you're, our solution is a one and done solution, but that's not to say we don't have that strategy, as well as follow up with our clients to make sure that they're on, they're in check, they're doing the steps. If they have any confusion, we give them resources. We actually give them a portal that they can look at. So these are things that we're always improving. We're always adding more to. And we're also even looking for more problems in the industry. So, as opposed to being seen as, kind of this one solution, we're more seen as kind of a consultant who can just go in and solve their problems. And that's only going to leave room for, for upsells, for better results, and then even referrals down the line. So it's just such a win-win to do it that way. So that's something I've recently started to do, and it's already started to make a huge difference. And hopefully that's something that can help you as well. The other thing is to know your numbers. So as you can see right here, I just gave a couple of examples. So cost per acquisition. So simply that means, how much is it costing you to get a client? So whether you're running Facebook ads, whether you're, maybe you're out and about, word of mouth type of thing, or just like organic from posting. It's really important that when you're actually using paid ads or any type of paid system, you could even be sending out flyers or going to networking events, whatever that is. You have a cost per acquisition. How much does it cost, at least on average, for you to get a customer? So that's very, very important to know. And also what's important is cost per lead. So how many leads, not only how many leads are you getting on a regular basis, but also how much is it costing you to get these leads? If it is word of mouth, that's great. And if you have some extra money to invest, I would highly recommend looking into some systems to just take it to the next level. And there's a lot of there's a lot of individuals that I know that just absolutely kill it in the organic game, and they just have such a great product. They have such a great network, or it could be just a combination of things that have really just helped them skyrocket their success. But if you are at a point where you have funds and you can invest, definitely look at some paid traffic systems, whether that's, could be Google ads, could be YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, really just depends on where your audience is. But these are really good numbers to know, especially when you're starting out. You're testing different methods, you're testing different offers, and you're really just trying to find, the best optimized funnel to continually get clients, continually fill up your pipeline, and ultimately grow your business. The other thing is conversion. So, every lead that comes in, what is the conversion process, first of all, and then also what is the percent, and how do you increase that percent over time? You always want to make sure you're tracking that on a weekly and a monthly basis, because you always want to be improving. If you have a sales team, you always want to make sure that everyone is hitting their goals and improving over time. And then you always want to optimize that. Maybe you can reduce the amount of time that it takes to follow up with the lead. Maybe you can provide, right now I'm actually providing a lot of content, as you probably have seen on my Facebook and YouTube or whatever. And okay, I'm just checking something. But yeah, just providing content to pretty much warm up these leads, so that way when they talk to my salesperson, they're gonna know who I am and what I do, and the company and how we've been able to help people. So that's really important. Always try to be improving that number. Upsells and retention. So if you're an agency, it's like a retention basis, or maybe even just like a brick and mortar business. If you have customers that are coming in over and over again, what's the likelihood that they're going to keep coming in? Chances are if it's like a monthly subscription, if they stay for like 2-3 months, they're probably going to stay for a very long time. So really just try to blow it out of the water in terms of value and results, especially in the very beginning, in terms of just providing a great relationship, make sure they're on a really good track, and just follow up with their success. Make sure that they're on track and they're reaching their goals and they're improving over time. So, and then of course you want to have your upsells, ClickFunnels. Russell Brunson talks about the value ladder. So you start low and then you can upsell them as you go. Another way to do it is actually to downsell. So you can even set your prices high and then you can just downsell as you go. And that's actually the approach that I've taken. And, that way you're actually attracting the right people that are going to take action. And then also, develop other systems in their business, and they kind of have that same type of mindset. So super important, know your numbers. The other part, excuse me. So this is something I'm kind of I've done this before, but not as much as I should, which is really just invest in people that are smarter than you. Steve Jobs is a great example. He's a smart guy, very charismatic, but he's actually invested in people that are so much smarter than he is to develop the products that he's developed over his lifetime and even beyond, obviously. So it's you don't have to be the smartest person, just invest in smart people, whether that's hiring people on your team, that could be a program, or even just reading books. Honestly, there's this book that I just read that really just hit home for a lot of the problems that I've been having recently. So it was oh my gosh, I wish I read this 6 months ago, because I would be at such a different level. And really the main thing is just assume that you don't know anything, and just consistently self-educate. And I actually have this on another point, which is educate not only yourself with actionable programs and books. Make sure it's not just motivational, but there's actually steps that you can follow, because there's a lot of that around. But also educate your team. So I kind of put it this way: you want to assemble a Avengers squad. So if you ever watch the Avengers or any kind of superhero, team movie type of thing, there's each one has their own role. So if you have one person who's really good at sales, one person that's really good at prospecting, fulfillment, and you as a business owner, your job is to become obsessed with over delivery, systems, automation, and delegation. So of course, as an owner, you can hire managers who can do a lot of this for you. And that's really where you're just removing yourself from the business. That's an amazing place to be. Of course, you have to manage your managers and maybe some other things here and there, but Really, it's important, especially in the beginning. Don't do too many repetitive tasks, and just keep over delivering, and then keep building new systems, keep automating things, delegating, and then always keep educating yourself as well as the team as you continue to build it. And then the other thing too is, so especially if you're starting in a new industry, you want to start doing it differently. So, one thing that I've actually done with, the Digital Jungle, as well as some of our services, is kind of see like what all these other communities are doing and what are some extra things that we can do that's going to make it better. So, and really it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, for example, there's a lot of companies that do cable, for example. So a lot of companies are horrible, notoriously horrible. I'm not going to mention any names at customer service. So if you have really good customer service, you're going to switch a lot of people onto your platform or your service simply because of that. I mean, it's amazing. Like, you don't even have to maybe have the best service or the best product, but if you find different ways of just kind of being just 1% better than your competition, that's something that can just over time really just attract a lot more people. So really understand like what other people are doing in the industry, and then even just talk to people that are using similar products and services and seeing what they're complaining about. Like, you could literally just go on Google, look up reviews and see what people are complaining about, what they like, what they don't like, and be able to respond to that and really just solve problems that your competition might not solve. And that's really how you're going to stick ahead. So if you have that in combination with having a personal and kind of consultative approach, you're going to really just thrive in the long term. This is all about long term. I mean, this stuff doesn't happen overnight, but just kind of having that mindset is super important. And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know if anyone has any questions. I was just kind of running through a couple of things that I've seen. Let me see if there's anything on Facebook real quick. And then with that being said, that's probably going to be it. Let's see. I guess I have to check on my phone. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, shoot me a message. Hopefully this was helpful. I know it's just like simple stuff, but it's just some things I just wanted to kind of pull together, help anyone out there that I can. And yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, reach out. Thanks.